Hey everyone, welcome back to our G1 2022 coverage on Johnny Donuts 777. With me once again, we have Campo joining us and Putty, who knows where he is. He doesn't watch TV anymore.
He just gave up on TV.
He gave up.
Holy crap.
He gave up on. You're right there, buddy.
Yeah, it just got super bright in here.
Yes, it did. You're glowing, buddy.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah. On to that. So what this review will be covering nights 4, 5, 6, and 7. So basically every show up until this past Wednesday, I believe it was. So we're going to be covering those, and every week we're going to be going on and on until the end, which it's shaping up to be an interesting tournament now. Night 4, it's safe to say this was a weak night. The matches weren't that
I liked it better than night 2 and 3.
true. The first match was really, really good. It was the Henare versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, and
And
Hanare's were just really impressive.
yeah, and they're doing the whole strength versus speed, strength versus technique kind of thing, which is kind of deceptive because Zack is pretty strong.
Yeah, he's also it's funny because I talked about this with a few wrestlers lately. He doesn't have like a muscle. He's just kind of like a flubby guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely strong.
He's a throwback to those old school, like Johnny Saint, those old school British wrestlers, or like even like a Steven Regal in
He's
his
like a
prime.
Bobby Eaton.
Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, he's like William Regal.
Yeah, very much so. Like with the I love watching him with the joint manipulation and like just the way he's like moving the joints, the fingers, like the arm, like he clearly knows what he's doing. And Henare takes his first loss in this match. He was he won by submission, and clearly you could see as the match went on and on, Zack was just trying to tire out Henare because he doesn't have that stamina to keep going, and that's how Zack was able to win it but via submission. What were your thoughts on this match?
It's a good match. Like I said, Aaron Henare is really impressing me. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's probably one of the most underrated wrestlers in the world right now. From
Yeah,
the matches that we've seen, because I've also seen another match after this, which will come in the next episode. But
yeah, the one that
yeah,
was on Saturday night.
yeah, he's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I like the way that match. The one I know which one you're talking about, and I like the way that match ended.
They the United Empire is really strong.
Yeah, with the exception of Great O'Con.
Yeah, but I mean, with everyone with him, he doesn't look that bad. It's when he's
But
on
no,
his own.
Zach's not United Empire. The Will Ospreay's United
No,
Empire.
Hanare's United
Oh,
Empire.
yeah, yeah. Yes, that's right.
Zack Snyder.
Let's not talk about him on this show.
Zack Sabre is good,
Yeah.
but I don't enjoy watching him wrestle.
Yeah. Some people may even call it boring.
I wouldn't. Okay, so like you know how I would call Serena Deeb boring. I
Yeah.
don't find him boring, but I just don't want to watch his matches. Like like this match is kind of an exception when he's wrestling someone really good, but any match where he's facing like a lower tier opponent is just going to be a shitty match.
Yeah.
And his character is so like what you think if you're not a wrestling fan, what you think a heel is what he is.
Yeah.
Like he just walks around pointing at people and calling them stupid. Like, wow, you're so cool. Like, congratulations.
And I don't think so far, I don't think I've actually seen him do like an actual like suplex or bodies or like any type of basic wrestling. It's all like technical. Like
And I think he's fantastic at
it's
that.
mat wrestling. Yeah. And he's a great mat wrestler. But yeah, he needs to, I don't know, maybe he needs to add some variety to, but
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're gonna go mat wrestling, I'd rather watch Jonathan Gresham.
yeah, he's really, really good. Yeah. Other than that, Zack Sabre wins. He takes another win, and he's at this point, he's one of the leaders in the whole tournament. Next match, I really enjoyed this one as well. The Takagi versus Yoshi Hashi.
Yeah, this is a good match. I told you Yoshi Hashi's really trying to like prove something.
Yeah, he is.
Whether or
And
not he wins matches is irrelevant, but he's trying to prove that he can wrestle now because when he first came in, he got a lot of crap for just not being a very good wrestler.
yeah, and Takagi wants because he's a former champ. He wants to go back. He wants to get that glory back. I guess is a good way of putting it.
Takagi is like Goto,
Yeah.
in the sense that he's like a really popular wrestler. He's a huge fan favorite.
A hard
He
striker.
he has the skills to be a champion. And when you look at his career, he doesn't have enough belts to his name. And I find
No.
that between him and Goto, I find that really weird. Like they kind of put Goto in the tag team thing with Yoshi Hashi to give
Yeah,
him
the
a way
six
to
man.
win
Yeah.
titles
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to put. They do a lot better job with their booking than like WWE,
Yeah.
but they have this hard on for constantly giving Okada chances. They don't always make him win, which I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's not like John Cena, he's going to win the title every time, but it's like you always
They
always
had
has to end up with
that was
Okada.
like that with Tanahashi a few years ago.
Well, Tanahashi is the Okada before Okada,
Yeah.
right?
But
And then before him, you can kind of say that maybe it was the guy that went to WWE,
Nakamura.
Nakamura, but
Yeah,
he
but
never really got
Nakamura.
championship shots. He got intercontinental most of
Yeah.
the time.
He was one of the greatest intercontinental.
Yeah,
But
but
even
like
before.
he took off a lot faster than Tanahashi did, and
Mm-hmm.
then he eventually just became the face of the company.
Yeah. Like, but I mean, Nakamura, the one thing he doesn't get to show on WWE TV is the charisma he showed in New Japan. Like they won't let him express that character.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
watch our SummerSlam review tomorrow night. Um, yeah, but it was a good back and forth match. It was a hard hitting match. Like these are just two strong guys going at it. And Takagi wins, as he should have. As
And
much as
I think this is a really hard one for us because we're in a position now where I think even you kind of feel the same way, where it's like we kind of want to see Tanahashi maybe win, and we kind of want to see Naito win, and kind of want to see Shingo win.
yeah,
we kind of
there's
want
so
to
many
see,
guys that we enjoy.
and
Yeah,
they're all getting close to the end of their prime, or they're already there, and this is like the last real opportunity, and
yeah.
there's too many of them at once, so it's really like tearing me to be like, well, I really want this guy to win.
And the thing is, too, I've noticed now with the New Japan roster, there's very few young lions in the mix right now that can take that role.
Yeah, if you notice, a lot of a lot of the young lions are more in the super junior category than
Yeah,
they are in the heavyweight.
yeah, and most of the people in the heavyweight division are 35 and older now.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, I mean AEW is pretty good.
Yeah,
But like given the rest of the companies, I would say New Japan is probably the best company in terms of quality older wrestlers.
and raw talent.
Yeah, because like their like 40 plus group is amazing.
Yeah,
Like you have Suzuki who literally
yeah.
is still going hard, and he's like 57.
Say what you will about Ishii, he's the same way. He's in his well into his 40s as well.
All of them are.
Yeah, Tanahashi's 45, Naito's 40. Like it's Okada's close to it too, isn't he?
I mean, in my opinion, Naito has a lot of career left, but he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
That's the problem. Where Tanahashi, you can already see that like his knees are going. He clearly has like knee issues.
yeah. He doesn't do those kip ups anymore like he
Yeah.
used to do. And
But he still goes off the top rope a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing I find too. It's funny. A lot of the older guys, their finishers are off the top rope.
they're high flyers. Yeah,
Like I'm gonna forget his name right now, but there's an older guy. He has like blonde hair. Oh, what the hell's his name? He wears like a yellow like plastic jacket.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And his finishing move is a diving headbutt. He's like 56 years old.
Hanma.
Yeah.
Tomoyaki Hanma.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. The guy with the shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I know exactly what you're Hanma. Yeah, he does the.
Yeah, and his finishing move is an off the top rope diving
Yeah.
headbutt, and he's like 50 something.
Yep, that's Hanma. But I mean, yeah, I really like I mean that like all the groups really like they're stacked. Like it's even though we picked our winners from each group is stacked.
Yeah, it's honestly the more I watch, the less I like the choices I made. Minus Jay White and Okada.
And speaking, like I said, Takagi goes over. He pins Yoshi Hashi, and then next match, speaking of Okada, was Okada versus Toriano. chaos faction split.
And we talked about this.
Yeah, we did.
This is the best match I've ever seen Toriano work since I've been watching.
He didn't throw in that silly comedy. He looked like he was ruthless in this match.
It was like, so I was so excited to see this character continue like his old way that he used to be when he was young, obviously. And then he immediately went back to the jokes in the next match that he had. So, I mean, I don't mind it. I find him pretty funny, to be honest, and I'm not that big of a fan of comedy wrestling. I mean, it has its moments.
It has its moments. Like, I mean, one of the best for that was always Santino. I always loved Santino's comedic timing.
I mean, I love Danhausen.
Yeah.
And Danhausen is a great wrestler. I just don't like AEW's booking of him where he's like an inept, like, idiot.
Where the guy can actually go.
Toriano will just hit you with a chair.
Yeah, or a DVD.
Yeah. But yeah, he was fantastic in this match. This is one of the best matches of the whole tournament so far.
Yeah. And
story-wise.
The one thing I don't like, I noticed that happens a lot with Okada, is he sets up for the Rainmaker at least 3 or 4 times and it keeps getting countered.
Yes, and then even when he does do it, he doesn't finish the person. Like, why is that your finishing move? We've seen him deliver like 17 tombstones to Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
What's the point of your finishing moves?
Yeah, no, it was, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, like especially because when they do the pan out, when he does the Rainmaker pose for the first time, that's when the match should end. I don't want to see it 17 more times.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one of, I'm going to be honest, that's one of the most iconic things ever in wrestling history is the zoom out on Rainmaker. And then someone screaming Rainmaker.
But that's
I agree with you.
The match needs to end at that point. It makes the finisher not seem strong.
Yeah.
If you can reverse it all the time.
And it's weird for a company that's like kind of protective of their finishing moves.
Yeah. It is, yeah. Like they make a big deal when somebody
he's the biggest deal in New Japan for the last like 10 years.
Yeah. Like what was the first match Naito fought was the first match Naito had? Was it against Goto?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when Goto kicked out of Naito's Destino, they made like this huge deal about it because nobody ever kicks out of that, right? And it's as and like I said, I'm putting all my money behind Okada on this tournament. Like he's my pony and I'm sticking with it. And
I think that's the safest bet.
Yeah. Because I think this guy's going to go undefeated for the whole tournament.
I'm not going to argue with you even a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was going to be Okada trying to get after a silly character, but no, Yano impressed me in this match. Even though Okada goes over, after the match, like at first I thought they were teasing like a little bit of a chaos split.
Which is what I thought in the last episode. I was convinced that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like after the match, Yano, gomen nasai, I'm sorry. And they kind of like became friends again after the match.
That's another huge thing. They have a really hard time, and it's a good thing because like we'll get to this when we get to other things. I don't like bringing up so much other stuff, but like AEW has this really hard deal keeping people together, even though they should just leave it alone, where New Japan just cannot separate people. They put them together, and it's like you have to make interesting stories somehow, right? Like New Japan's not really based on.
Well, I mean, one of the good storylines that they did do when Evil was in LIJ, and then he went to go form his own faction.
Yeah,
was a House of Torture.
Yeah, but they're still kind of like Bullet Club-ish.
Yeah,
they're Bullet Club affiliated, kind of.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this was another good match. Really, really good match. Then after that, we had the main event of night 4, which was Jay White versus Tomohiro Ishii. I know how much you love Tomohiro. What I liked was at the beginning of the match when Jay White sets up the chair for Gato in the back. Here, put your feet up. Like he was really like kind of agitating Ishii with that as well.
I love his intensity, and surprisingly, this match wasn't bad at all. It was like all of these matches were good, and like when you think about some of the matchups here, they shouldn't have been as good as they were. But like, I don't want to watch an Ishii match.
Yeah. They were saying too, Ishii is 3-0 against Jay White. So with Jay White going over in this match, it's his first, and it was a big deal because Ishii took his first loss.
It was honestly, the ending was dope. The way they just were going so hard at each other, and then he just hit him with the Blade Runner, and it was like, oh,
and it's over. One of the most protected finishers in New Japan.
I honestly, I hated it at first, but I really like it now, especially when he pulls someone all the way down and then flings them back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and another note I put down too is Jay White knows how to get the right kind of heat from the crowd.
He's one of the best heels ever. I said this before. That's why they're protecting him. He's their Hogan.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of like the way they book him, but like the character, he's the NWO Hogan for them.
They're protecting him.
None of their Bullet Club leaders have ever been as protected, as good as he is at being a heel.
Yeah.
Or as protected. Maybe Kenny Omega kind of was.
Kenny Omega's a really good heel, but there's just so much to love about. You genuinely want to hate, as much as you love Jay White, you genuinely want to hate the guy.
Which is why they had to do the split, right?
Yeah. Which is like because he comes across as an asshole and whatnot, but he's so good at it. Like,
but like if you like long time storytelling, he starts out as like a heel because he joins Chaos, and then the whole time it was a ploy to turn his back on them. And after like a couple of months, he turns his back and he goes to Bullet Club.
Yeah,
and it's like this story that you're at in 2022 started in like 2016.
Yeah, when he first went back.
Yeah,
after a brief stint in ROH.
Excellent. They don't do a good job, like storytelling from like a promo aspect,
right?
Especially with the Japanese wrestlers, they always try to make them faces.
But they let the in-ring work speak for itself.
Yes, but that's the whole style of Japanese wrestling is based, especially in New Japan and maybe a little bit in All Japan, is like the story is told in the ring. The story is about a person defeating the odds and coming back from defeat and like winning the match. We've seen it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So that wraps up the block matches of night 4. On to night 5. The first block match of the night is a match that surprised me. It was El Fantasmo against Takahashi.
Should not have been good.
It was a fantastic match.
Yeah, this is
like I've seen so much. Yeah, I've seen so much. This is like gives me a new appreciation for El Fantasmo. I really wasn't sold on him, but now, like, even a couple times now, he's done commentary with Kevin Kelly too, and he's like hilarious with Kevin Kelly. Like, it's a good dynamic.
And this was really good when they have them. I forget what arena they're in this at this point, but when they're at the very front as the wrestlers are coming out, they get so much heat because every wrestler like stops to talk to them,
and
and it's like, it's just funny to watch Kevin Kelly look at Peter's ass when she walks by. He's like, but that they did a good job even storytelling with that.
With Peter,
Peter, and like pretending like that, and then he took her at the end. And he cut his little promo. I don't know if you saw the promo where
she asked what does ELP stands for?
Yeah, and but it's like,
well, let's for the audience, it stands for extra long fill in the blank.
Yeah. Philanthropic. Anyways, but yeah, it's that was pretty good too, and like I wasn't expecting that. The only thing I don't like,
it had comedy to it, but like just enough that it wasn't over the top.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying the only thing you didn't like.
I don't remember, but it doesn't matter.
They did the old Eddie Guerrero fake out where he tosses the weapon to Takahashi and he throws himself on the ground, and the referee's like, the only thing is Red Shoes. This wasn't Red Shoes. This was Marty. What's his name there? But they don't disqualify. Yeah. I've noticed that. They'll count out. I've seen more count outs than disqualifications because I haven't seen a disqualification just yet.
Wait, did Yano try to tape Okada in that match?
Yes, he did.
Okay, I couldn't remember it.
But have you noticed that? I guess because it's a tournament and every loss matters. They don't.
I don't know because Kevin Kelly always goes, if he does this, he's going to get disqualified.
but these two refs that they have, Red Shoes and Marty, I forgot his last name, but they let a lot of stuff go.
Yeah,
Red
Red
Shoes
Shoes
is
got abused in a few of the matches, and he didn't even say
yeah.
anything.
But yeah, and the thing is, it was one of those typical New Japan matches where it starts off slow and then it starts building up and building momentum. It's like a train building momentum. It starts off slow and then it's slowly until you get to the end. And the end was just like insane. The quickness of the moves, the near falls. It was a much better match than it had any right to be.
Especially when it's this Takahashi
Yes,
and not the
Tokyo,
good one.
not the good one. Going on to the next one. Sonata versus Tai Chi. They spent about 15 minutes just flexing their pecs.
On paper, this should have been a really good match.
On paper, this match should have been better than the last match.
And until Taichi took his pants off,
yeah,
it was one of the worst matches of the tournament so far. It got better.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah,
but it should have been good. Sonata's a really good wrestler.
And so's Taichi. Yeah, on paper, this was a highlight match, and I was a little disappointed with this one. Good. The one thing I did like is the good back and forth of the suplexes. They got so many variety of suplexes that just seeing a different suplex every time made it enjoyable. But like you said, that was towards the end when they started getting the near falls.
Yeah. And you got a Miho and a Peter in one episode. So
yeah, Miho Abe.
It's never a bad thing.
Yeah, it was good. I even and then basically Sonata wins. It was a quick pinfall. This one here as well. It
felt like a weird ending.
Yeah. the one I watched the other day is which we get on the next review. It was a very weird ending, but yeah, I mean Sonata, his eye. Did you see Sonata's eye at the end of the match? It was just all swollen, and mind you, on his next match it was okay. So I guess it wasn't too bad.
He did a good job with selling it too. They had him outside. Yeah. He's rolling around. He kept putting ice on his eye.
Yeah, it was a really, really good. I mean, good ending. So match. Third match of the night, you had Jeff Cobb versus Bad Luck Fale. They kept it short. That's all that matters.
This is the worst Jeff Cobb match I've seen.
I just put Fale is bad.
This match was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So bad that I almost regretted watching it.
Yeah. The only, like I said, the good thing is the fact that they kept it short. That's the only. Let's leave it that, and on to the main event of the night, which I was very surprised at the finish. You had Hiroshi Tanahashi against Tetsuya Naito. They're basically a 500. Naito going into the match was 8-7-1 against Tanahashi.
Yeah,
it had a big main event feel to it when they came out to the ring.
It did. It wasn't nearly as good of a match as I wanted it to be, especially for considering you have two of the greatest New Japan wrestlers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But the second half of the match was strong.
Yeah.
The first chunk of it was really bad, and then it just got a little bit better, and then towards the end it got really good.
They kind of said to each other, "What the hell are we doing? We're two of the greatest here. Let's give them a show."
The ending really, to me, told me that what they're trying to do with G1.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I even put down Naito. You could see Naito was working on not the injured neck, but he was working on his neck because he has a history of neck injuries, Tanahashi, and he was trying to work on the neck. To me, as good as the match was towards the end, I felt the finish. Tanahashi goes over, beats Naito. Naito goes 0-2, which was very surprising. And it was a finish out of nowhere. It didn't seem like the finish was what it was meant to be.
You are correct. Yeah, it felt awkward, and it reinforced what we thought before. Well, I don't think we talked about it on the episode, but that I think that they really might be pushing for Tanahashi to win the G1 to make like a comeback here.
I could see, yeah, and they alluded to it on one later on one of the later shows too. But yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see Tanahashi versus Okada one last time. But yeah, and like I said, start was slow. End of the match was really, really good. The finish the finish felt weird. It felt awkward on this one. And that's not the first time we're going to say that about Tanahashi. But on to night 6. They mercifully gave us this match first. Chase Owens versus Great Okan.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah. Like there was
Chase Owens is in that category of like he looks like he's never seen a gym in his entire life, yet somehow
bod,
he's able to do the things that he does.
Yeah. There was one point I saw it, and Great Okan was kind of smacking Owens' face on the ring apron corner, and you just see like Owens go like this. He's not even moving his head.
He didn't even there was like, it happened like 5 times or 6 times in a row, didn't it? And like 2 or 3 of the times, he didn't even move his head down. He just smacked his hands on the ring.
Yeah. But mercifully, they kept this match short. Chase Owens goes over. I said it before. I'll say it again. I think Great Okan's going to go winless in this tournament.
Rightfully so.
And then someone else who should be going winless has got 2 wins in Bad Luck Fale. But on to the next match. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed this one. It was Kenta versus Evil.
Yeah, this was good.
This was really, really good. Like the whole ring, like there was that part where Kenta hit him in the head with the ring bell, and you just hear the bing.
It was really loud too.
Yeah, and they're both kind of like that sneaky type of heel kind of thing. They're both trying to be sneaky. Too many ref bumps. Togo got removed from he removed the turnbuckle when the ref was bumped. Once again, we also had that Eddie Guerrero fake out finish type of, not the finish, but the Eddie Guerrero fake out where he throws the chair to Khan and he throws it, and once again, no disqualification. Power goes out, and then Evil wins with a count out, like with Goto holding his legs under the ring. Was it that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't that it?
Yeah. Dick Togo. I think that was the one. Yeah.
Dick to go.
Yeah. How do you take it to go? But yeah, like that was weird with the power outage. It's like, was that you that turned the power off? And it was like Show that was in the background. He comes out laughing. Like it was, I don't know. I felt it was a good match ruined by the finish.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that.
Yeah. What about your thoughts on this one?
It was fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't in the category of bad.
No,
it wasn't one of the better matches. I don't.
It was
think.
The only thing was a poor finish to me.
It's like I'll take these matches. I'll take 4 of these matches every time, over like what seems to be like 1 good match and then 3 terrible matches the last couple of weeks.
Well, this night had 2 good matches and 2 bad matches, because the third block match of the night was Filthy Tom Lawler against Lance Archer. Holy shit, was this bad? This was the worst match of the tournament.
Absolutely.
So far.
Absolutely.
So far. Like, I don't know why they're so high on Lawler. I'm not a fan of his.
He honestly cannot wrestle.
No. And I was expecting so much more out of Archer.
Yeah, because he came back to New Japan like a monster. Well, no pun intended.
But
he came, and then every match has been straight up garbage.
Mm-hmm. And he's having a really bad tournament too. It's like he's at the bottom of the.
He's 0-2, isn't he?
No, he's got to win.
Who did he beat?
I can't remember. I know he beat somebody. I got to go back now. Thanks.
Okay, don't worry. We don't need that information.
No, that was Toriano. Lance Archer. No, he lost to Fale.
Yeah, he got by count out.
Yeah. He won this match. He beat Tom Lawler.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I was going to call him Jerry Lawler. That's how bad this match was. Yeah,
it was awful.
Yeah, it was.
This is the worst match of the tournament.
Yeah. But, yeah. So let's move on to the next match, which was a really good match. I really enjoyed this one, which was David Finlay versus Rockhard Juice Robinson.
I mean, it led to a whole chain of events that goes on later as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But it
but
had a
like
good physical start to it. This wasn't a slow start. This was like a hard back and forth, like at the
yeah,
beginning, like the chain wrestling, the collar and elbow tie up. It started off strong, really strong.
yeah, I mean, David Finley's pretty underrated, and then Juice Robinson is the international wrestling Grand Prix United States
He's
champion.
champion. Well, he was up until the end of this match.
Yeah, well, good, congratulations, because he
Yeah.
never was. But I cannot get enough of Juice Robinson's character. It
He's a great character. Like you said, he has just that right amount of comedy without going overboard or without being too silly.
it falls into the scissor me daddy ass category where it's like every week I want to watch you come out and yell rock hard.
Yeah. There was that back and forth. There's one point in the match where Finley's just like beating the shit out of Juice Robinson, and he's saying like, look what this is what it's come to. This is what you made me do. And Juice is like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And Finley's like, no, you're not. Don't lie. So
Yeah,
it
because
was,
they trained together.
yeah, they were Fin Juice for a while too. They were tag champs. So, like I said, this was Juice Robinson getting his comeuppance from David Finley. David Finley goes over in this match. Juice drops to 1-1 for the tournament, and and he takes the belt at the end. He goes, he
Which is
goes,
so awesome.
yeah, he goes, Osprey, you want this belt? You got to take it from me now.
I love it because instead of giving justice to Will Ospreay, they're just like, no, fuck you. We're just gonna give it to David Finley now. Now you can go figure it out again.
Yeah,
I'll watch that match.
but yeah, which I thought because the last match of the tournament was supposed to be Robinson versus Osprey, where you would think that that's where he would get his belt back, but it's going to be the next match, I think, isn't it?
Give me a three-way match at Wrestle Kingdom. That's Juice Robinson, David Finley, and Will Ospreay for the U.S. champion.
I think that's what they're leading to. I really much so do.
That would be a great match.
It will be. It will be. But it was David Finley. He's finally showing me like what he can do, what he can like 7 years with the company. He's finally starting to shine. You know what I mean? Like it's finally it's getting there, and it's making me excited to where this tournament is going because things are.
I know the playoffs, the semifinals, and everything then is going to be really good, but we're having to wade through a lot of trash right now, which is so not good because the first episode was so good.
Yeah.
Day one was amazing. It was almost pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, they had to go big for the first show, right?
But then also the fourth episode was really good as well.
Yeah. Even this night, moving on to night 7. This was another half decent night too. Like we had 3 good matches. One was Bad Luck Fale, and let's leave that alone. But the first match of night 7 was D block match between Will Ospreay and Takahashi.
Fantastic.
It was a great match. Peter's back.
Yeah, I mean, not going to complain.
No, which they didn't explain that, did they?
Yeah, they do at the beginning. They hug when they come out.
Oh,
but this is the thing. This is like one of the storytelling things I said to you. Like, New Japan has this problem with separating people. Like, I think you had a genuinely good storyline going forward, especially with the comedic character of El Fantasmo. Having her and maybe Takahashi has to like fight for her honor to get her back or some shit. But then it doesn't make sense either because he's a pimp. Why would he care what happens to her?
No, that's why she's back with the money, right?
And to me, that's what didn't make sense. He spent the whole match before trying to pimp her out, and then now he's sad that she's not there. And then she came out and they hug like they're married, but it's like you're a pimp. And like I just
Stockholm syndrome.
It was really just really weird. Kevin Kelly was very happy that she came back.
Yes, he's very excited to see Peter. For those who don't know, Peter is actually Takahashi's valet. It's a woman. It's not a dude. It's not like Chris Jericho's Ralphus.
Ralphus.
For those who remember, no.
But yeah,
But yeah,
I think you had a good storyline you could have done there. It
yeah.
would have been funny, and because Takahashi's this as a really strange character to
Hmm.
me, where he's not really funny, and
Yeah.
he's kind of cool, but he's also not that great of a wrestler, so it doesn't like go that very hand in
But
hand.
he also comes across as a jerk too.
Yeah, so
But this is a fantastic match. Osprey kicked out of Pimp Juice, which like that like in itself is strange because a lot of people don't kick out of that, right?
well, it
And
actually going back to the other night,
mhm.
and we were talking about how what's his face kicked out of
Destino.
Destino. Also, Tanahashi kicked out of Destino.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like this is probably this is one of the top 5 matches of this tournament so far.
I wouldn't say top 5, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
For me, it was a solid. Will Ospreay can just do whatever he wants.
And he goes over again. Like I
Yeah,
think
no
Osprey may be another one that may go undefeated until the
You know what? I think we did make the right choices. We made the right choices in 3 categories. I just think in the Naito box we were both wrong.
Yeah, that one is a shit show. But we all picked Okada, White, and Offspray. Yeah, easy off.
The Offspring.
The Offspring. Yeah. But
that should be his song.
That would be amazing. Good song. But yeah, good match. Next, we move on to Bad Luck Fale versus Toriano. I literally I have no interest in this match. He was trying for another, Yano was trying for another count out victory. Quick squash match by Fale. Fale goes over. Fale has 2 wins. Why? Let's leave it at that.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Let's leave it at that. Next match, which was another really, really good match, was Aaron Henare against Hirokigoto.
Yeah, like I said, the kid is impressing me. Yeah. Every match is better. He is fantastic.
I've noticed too, from when he had that appearance on AEW right before Forbidden Door to now, he's put on a bit more mass.
Yeah, and he looks super strong. Like the way his moveset is, and he's so agile. It's just like he's gonna be a fantastic wrestler.
I noticed in New Japan, they have a big thing for New Zealand wrestlers. There's a few of them.
Well, it's because they're so close. There's a lot of Australians there too, right?
But I mean, you have
there's a lot of Tongans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Samoans. They it's everything around there just seems to go
Polynesia, yeah.
But New Japan is a much more accepting of talent where like
all
AEW
Japan
now is
and
just
Noah,
too crowded.
Yeah.
And WWE is more looks based than talent based,
and they don't know how to book.
And all Japan is like between Noah, DDT, all those companies, you have a really good shot of becoming a wrestler if you go there, and they really recognize talent.
Yeah, it's not so much gimmick based; it's talent based.
And you'll notice a lot of those wrestlers would rather stay there than ever go to one of the big companies.
Well, Kenny Omega never went. The only reason why Kenny Omega came back was he wanted to come back to North America.
Well, he invented AEW, so it's not like him and the Young Bucks went to Tony Khan and presented him an idea because he's a billionaire.
Like, and all right, like, here's no problem. Let's do it. But another good match. It was a quick win though by Goto. It was a lot shorter than I expected.
Yeah,
I think this was only like 8 minutes or something like that.
I think it was on purpose. I think they're just trying not to tire people out because both of these guys wrestled pretty recently.
But they wrestle every day in the pre-matches too.
Yeah, but the pre-matches are just fluff pieces.
Yeah, true.
I think this is something I wanted to point out. I think you can start to notice the people that are going to go farther or like they're planning on having epic matches towards the end because they're giving them rest matches now.
Yes. Because as of Sunday, this Sunday that just passed, it was the first night that they had 5 block matches on the card instead of 4.
Yeah, and that was today.
Yeah.
Night 7 is which day? Was that Thursday?
That was the Tuesday.
Night 7 was Tuesday?
No, night 7 was that was the last. This is the last night. that we've covered
Yeah.
because this was the Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, this is the Wednesday night, July 27th. That's what I have written here.
Yeah. Wednesday night.
Yeah. So this was the Wednesday night, like this past Wednesday. But yeah, a good match, short but good. The next match kind of surprised me, which was Tama Tonga versus Tomohiro Ishii. I just put why.
Tonga is really trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's a little bit old at this point.
Yeah. But then again, isn't his father Haku one of the toughest wrestlers ever?
I mean, yeah, it's not. This on paper. I'm sure for most fans, this was a decent match.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch Ishii wrestle.
He looks like a grumpy old man coming to the ring all hunched over.
It's his style of wrestling is just not for me. But we already know how I kind of feel about the brawlers. They have a special place for them, and in big epic tournaments like this, I guess there's so many people in this year's. I understand it.
Yeah,
but like you can't try to you can kind of explain away Ishii, but you can't explain Fale being in this at all.
No, there's so much other talent you could have put in there that
because G1 is any weight class, right?
Yeah, I think so. No, I think it's heavyweight.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is New Japan Cup any weight class?
No, but there's the best of the Super Junior.
Yeah, but isn't best of the Super Juniors and New Japan Cup the same thing but separate?
Yeah, the junior weight.
I think G1 is anybody, right? Because isn't El Fantasmo a Super Junior?
Yes, but he's moving to the heavyweights.
Okay.
Same thing with Finley. Finley was in the Super Juniors and he's moving to the heavyweights.
All right. Well, either way,
but I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it. But
Fantasmo was really good in that last match. Guy surprised the crap out of me.
Yeah, he was really good. So as we're going to go on, I want to show you the standings here. So as you can see here, we have Okada still atop A division, and we have Fale for some reason in second place. How? I don't know. Why? I don't know. But then again, this
Jonah is also really bad. I'm just going to be honest with you.
That's what I'm saying. This group, Okada has an easy ride in this group.
Jeff Cobb is the only good wrestler in this group.
And for some reason, Fale is ahead of him in points.
Yeah, look at Group B. Everybody has a loss.
Yeah, except Jay White.
See, but if you were doing this in Group C, it would make sense to me because you're still giving all of.
But I mean, Group C is very similar too.
In stacked wise, yes. But look at the way that the wins are compared to Group B. In Group B, everyone still has a chance to win. In Group C, at this point, you're looking like the Kenta and Naito are out.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because they're two great wrestlers.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do with this group? If you're a fan, you're upset because you already are thinking both of those guys at the bottom are out.
Yeah. And this year is surprising.
Like in the other group, even Great O'Khan still has a chance to come back and win at this point.
As of tonight, yes. But and even Group D, other than Ospreay, this is another one.
No one's going to be Will Ospreay. We don't even have to talk about that.
This is a battle for second place.
Yeah. Every other group is pretty even, minus Group A. That's they did that on purpose.
Yeah. And I honestly think I think it's Okada versus White in the semis, but for some reason, I don't know. As much as I want Zack Sabre, I think it's going to be Tanahashi versus Ospreay.
I now think that, and I think it's going to be either for Tanahashi to have his last run and he's going to win the championship at Wrestle Kingdom, or he's going to put Will Ospreay over in a great fashion. It's going to be an epic match with tables, and it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be an insane match. It's going to be a wonderful match, and I'm looking forward to should that happen. But I mean, the tournament's heating up. I'm really enjoying most of the matches. That's why some of these Group A matches aren't as great as they should be. We're going to get Jonah versus Tom Lawler, for crying out loud. That's going to be bad. We're going to get Fale versus... Did we get Fale versus Lawler yet? No. We're gonna get
I don't even want to talk about it because like I'm gonna have to watch these.
Whereas here we're gonna get Jay White versus Tamatanga. We're gonna get Jay White versus Tai Chi. We're gonna get Jay White versus Great O'Khan, but
Unfortunately, Chase Owens at some point.
yeah, I think that happened on Sunday. Was it
Oh,
Sunday?
I haven't watched Sunday. Don't beep, beep, beep. But
No,
there was
match. I'm saying the match happened on Sunday.
Okay.
I'm not saying who won.
But apparently from the what they were saying is that Chase Owens said he would lie down for him.
Mm-hmm. That I'll say this, that did not happen, and they had a full match.
Okay.
And was a half decent match too.
Beep, beep, beep. No spoilers.
No spoilers. We'll stay away. That you'll have to tune into next, I think Tuesday. We're not going to do a video on Monday, but the next G1 video will be out on the Tuesday because there's no other, unless we do the Ric Flair.
We're doing the Ric Flair, baby. Well, I was going to surprise them, but I'm definitely going to watch it because, why not?
Why not? It's Ric Flair's last match. It's Ric Flair and Jay Lethal against like, no, is it? No.
Yeah, Andrade. It's Andrade and Ric Flair against Jay Lethal and
some other guy.
Probably like one of the Rock and Roll Express.
But yeah, surprise, surprise. I think we're going to be doing the Ric Flair show next week. So tomorrow we will have our review of this past Saturday SummerSlam, which tune into
there
that.
Was stuff. Tune in and you'll see.
Tune in and you'll see. It was it happened and it was in Nashville. So tune in tomorrow night to see our SummerSlam review. Tune in next Monday to see our week 3 of New Japan coverage. Campo stuff, you'll find all it in the bio. For those who follow me, follow him already, so you guys know who you are. Thanks for everything, and we'll see y'all next week. And